What you are seeing here is some photos of a two-story statue that is being currently built by Ohio artists, and they're hoping to have this thing unveiled during the inauguration for Trump. And we don't know if it's actually going to be there. There's a lot of Christians pushing for this thing to be unveiled and a lot of people behind this. And it was paid for with cryptocurrency or something like that. But this is what you have going on. And this is what we have, folks. The idol worship continues. The idol worship within the church realm of this one man has not stopped. And this right here just validates it. Why would you need a 2-foot story, a 2-story statue for what? But it just reminds you. I saw the movie Gladiator. Me and the wife watched the movie Gladiator over the weekend there, and that's that the empire and seeing the false gods and all of that stuff. And I was just reminded of that. This is what we have within the church realm. And if you don't think that there's idol worship of this man, for some of you that are new, let me show you some footage so that you can see that idol worship is in the highest form within the church body right now.
We had to go to Rush Mountain. And they'll show a picture there because it has something to do with our President Donald Trump. Saints, I'm telling you, his face may not be carved there in stone, but it is carved there in the spirit.
Wow.
It is carved there in the spirit.
To say no to President Trump would be saying no to God.
Trump is a test, whether you're even saved.
It says in chapter 11, verse 1,
Okay.
I, Gabriel, the archangel, stood by Darius to confirm him in the first year of his administration. That meant God sent an archangel to do warfare to get the right person in office in the first 12 months. What's interesting is Cyrus is the one who's being talked about in chapter 10, and suddenly it's Darius.
Yes, there's a
in
switch.
Chapter 11. But here's what Mario Bramnick said, who was at the meeting, who works with the Trump team. He said, Donald Trump was Cyrus 45. But when he comes back in, he's no longer the 45th president. What is he going to be, the 47th president? So the 45th, 46th, 47th.
Yes.
So he's coming in as 47. 47 is going to be Darius. So he goes in as Cyrus, but he comes back as Darius. And in that context, we have a battle to get him in. We have a battle to push it over the finish line. And then we have the first year of his administration is supernatural angelic reinforcement.
And there you have it. Lance Winnow, others that are out here within the church realm. Many names that the Tony Perkins, the Robert Jeffress. I made a video about him. This guy has got idol worship of Trump in the highest form going on within his church office. When Tim Alberto was writing his book and was doing an interview with Robert Jeffress, and he said, and he looked, and upon the wall, he sees a poster, life-size poster with Trump and pictures of Trump, like all against the wall, cufflinks, Trump cufflinks. He said it was something that was just crazy to be able to see all of that going right on in his church. This is what's happening. Idol worship. And what does the first commandment say? Thou shalt have no other God before me. God is serious about that. So why they are idol worshiping within churches and trying to justify it and trying to say, oh, no, it's not that. We're just trying to, make sure everything's okay in this nation and all of that. No, in God's eyes, you have placed a man above him. You don't preach the gospel messages no more. You don't teach about Paul, Peter, and the apostles and what was going on, the Old Testament, the New Testament, and all of the things and justification and sanctification and all of the different things that can be taught within the body. Salvation, which is the most important thing of all, the salvation. That is not being taught within churches anymore. It's all about, hey, this man is the one man that's going to fix everything for us in society. And somehow it's going to get everybody right and get their hearts right, I guess. Because somebody could sign on the dotted line and they're going to tell you what you want to hear, that's going to fix all the corruption within this world and the sin within this world. And we know that that's a lie, because what folks have done, all of these pastors and Franklin Grahams and all of them, these internet pastors, Marcus Rogers, and you can go on to Dutch Sheets and Hank Kunnemans and Amanda Graces and Troy Blacks. I mean, we can keep naming them off. Midnight Deborah. I mean, let's keep naming them off. The ones that God's Unlimited, throw your names in the list, and keep going on and on with these people. What they've done is they've allowed Satan to take them to the pinnacle, take them and show them the kingdoms of this world. And they have decided to be the ones to bow down, because they're the ones that are most vulnerable of bowing down. Because this, with these statues, which this is not the first time a statue has been, where you, as you see here, where people are bowing down to statues and worshiping a person. And so they're the ones that are vulnerable to being worshiping the beast. The ones that are vulnerable, that there's going to do whatever that person say, because that's the mark of a cult, that you are willing to go to these lengths in order to feel accepted, in order to get whatever you're trying to push upon people and all of that. And the number one thing you're doing is violating God's word and making that first commandment, where you just taking it and it's shameful in its highest form. And you know what? You're not going to get away with it. You're not going to get away with it. I was telling my daughter, I was taking her back to school in college there. We were talking, and I was just telling her about idol worship and how the Lord and how he operates and how things go. You may think he knows every one of these people, every one of these pastors, every one of these internet pastors, every one of these people that are not saved or whoever, what they're doing, and knows their hearts. And he can see inside their hearts and see where they are spiritually, and know the ones that have placed an idol, a human, and statues and whatever else above him. He sees it, and he'll deal with it in his time, because his ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts, and we can't figure it out. We don't know how it'll play out. But one thing I do know, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes of any pastor standing behind a pulpit, any internet preacher, self-appointed prophet, or whoever they call themselves, that continue to idol worship and put this kingdom of the world in the forefront of the lives of everybody else and themselves as well, instead of focusing on God's kingdom. So that's all I have for today. Evangelism for God, the channel where we talk about issues the church run away from, take the devil head on, punch him right in between the chops. My name is Maurice Braxton. Until the next video, my friends, take care. God bless.